वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृतं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरिं तस्मै। Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from second canto, second chapter, verse number 6. So I have stated. So please repeat after me. Evam sva-citte svata eva siddha. ātmā priyo rtho bhagavān anantaḥ. तं nirvṛto niyatārtho bhajeta. saṁsāra-hetūparamaś yatra. evaṁ sva-citte svata eva siddha. ātmā priyo rtho bhagavān anantaḥ. तं nirvṛto niyatārtho bhajeta. saṁsāra-hetūparamaś yatra. evaṁ sva-citte svata eva siddha. ātmā priyo rtho bhagavān anantaḥ. तं nirvṛto niyatārtho bhajeta. saṁsāra-hetūparamaś yatra. sva-citte sva-citte sameva siddha. ātmā priyo rtho bhagavān anantaḥ. तं nirvṛto niyatārtho bhajeta. saṁsāra-hetūparamaś yatra. evaṁ sva-citte svata eva siddha. ātmā priyo rtho bhagavān anantaḥ. तं nirvṛto niyatārtho bhajeta. saṁsāra-hetūparamaś. Vaishnavis. evaṁ sva-citte svata eva siddha. ātmā priyo rtho bhagavān anantaḥ. तं nirvṛto niyatārtho bhajeta. saṁsāra-hetūparamaś yatra. Okay, so word to word translation. Evam, thus, sva-citte, in one's own heart, svataḥ, by his omnipotency, evaṁ, certainly, siddha, fully represented, ātmā, the Supersoul, priyaḥ, very dear, rtho, substance, bhagavān, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anantaḥ, the eternal, unlimited, tam, unto him, nirvṛtaḥ, being detached from the world, niyata, permanent, arthaḥ, the supreme gain, bhajeta, one must worship, saṁsāra-hetu, the cause of the conditioned state of existence, uparamaḥ, cessation, cha, certainly, yatra, in which. It's not translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus being fixed, one must render service unto the Supersoul situated in one's own heart by his omnipotency, because he is the Almighty Personality Godhead, eternal and unlimited. He is the ultimate goal of life, and by worshipping him, one can end the cause of the conditioned state of existence. Purport. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, the Supreme Personality Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the all-pervading omnipresent Supersoul. Therefore, one who is a yogi can worship only him because he is the substance and not illusion. Every living creature is engaging in the service of something else. A living being's constitutional position is to render service, but in the atmosphere of Maya or illusion, or the conditional state of existence, the conditioned soul seeks the service of illusion. A conditioned soul works in the service of his temporary body, bodily relatives like the wife and children, and the necessary paraphernalia for maintaining the body and bodily relations, such as the house, land, wealth, society, and country. But he does not know that all such renderings of service are totally illusory. As we have discussed many times before, this material world is itself an illusion, like a mirage in the desert. In the desert, there is an illusion of water, and the foolish animals become entrapped by such an illusion and run after water in the desert, although there is no water at all. But because there is no water in the desert, one does not conclude that there is no water at all. The intelligent person knows well that there is certainly water, water in the seas and oceans, but such vast reservoirs of water are far, far away from the desert. One should therefore search for water in the vicinity of seas and oceans and not in the desert. Every one of us is searching after real happiness in life, namely eternal life, eternal or unlimited knowledge, and unending blissful life. But foolish people who have no knowledge of the substance search after the reality of life in the illusion. This material body does not endure eternally, and everything in relation with this temporary body, such as the wife, children, society, and country, also changes along with the change of body. This is called samsāra, or repetition of birth, death, old age, and disease. You would like to find a solution for all these problems of life, but we do not know the way. Herein it is suggested that anyone who wants to make an end to these miseries of life namely repression of birth, death, disease, and old age, must take to this process of worshipping the Supreme Lord and not others, as it is also ultimately suggested in the Bhagavad Gita 18.65. If we at all want to end the cause of our conditioned life, we must take to the worship of Lord Sri Krishna, who is present in everyone's heart by his natural affection for all living beings who are actually the part and parcel of the Lord. The baby in the lap of his mother is naturally attached to mother, and the mother is attached to the child. But when the child grows up and becomes overwhelmed by circumstances, he gradually becomes detached from the mother. Although the mother always expects some sort of service from the grown-up child and is equally affectionate towards her children, even though the child is forgetful similarly, because we are all part and parcel of the Lord. The Lord is always affectionate to us, and He always tries to get us back home, back to Godhead. But we, the conditioned souls, do not care for Him and run instead after the illusory bodily connections. We must therefore extricate ourselves from all illusory connection of the world and seek reunion with the Lord, trying to render service unto Him because He is the ultimate truth. Actually, we are hankering after Him as the child seeks the mother. And to search out the Supreme Personality Godhead, we need not go anywhere else because the Lord is within our heart. This does not suggest, however, that we should not go to the places of worship, namely the temples, churches, and mosques. Such holy places of worship are also occupied by the Lord because the Lord is omnipresent. For the common man, these holy places are centers for learning about the science of God. When the temples are devoid of activities, the people in general becomes uninterested in such places, and consequently the mass of people gradually becomes godless. And a godless civilization is the result. Such a hellish civilization artificially increases the condition of life, and existence becomes intolerable for everyone. The foolish leaders of godless civilization try to devise various plans to bring about peace and prosperity in the godless world under a patent trademark of materialism. And because such attempts are illusory only, the people elect incompetent, blind leaders one after another, who are incapable of offering solutions. If we want at all to end these anomalies of the godless civilization, we must follow the principle of revealed scriptures like the Srimad Bhagavatam and follow the instruction of a person like Sri Sukdev Goswami, who has no attraction for material gain. So that's it. The Bhaktivedanta purport by second, by Srila Prabhupada for this second canto, second chapter, 6th verse. So before I say anything, I seek blessing from all the Vaishnavis present here, so that I can present this one as in the line of parampara and please the Hari Guru and Vaishnav. So as today is Sarang Thakur's disappearance day also, so in the later we'll talk little bit about Sarang Thakur. But before this sloka I start, and as we are seeing that how extensive purport Srila Prabhupada has given for this, some couple of verses. The last verse also, it was so extensive, so detailed, because he wanted to, make sure that yes, anyhow, somehow it has to go in. So as this verse starts, so it says that thus being fixed. So how it is being fixed? So as in we are going the previous verse, so the third verse actually, it says about the enlightened person should endeavor only for the minimum necessities of life. So what are the minimum necessities which we saw in the 4th and 5th verses? So now in the 6th verse, very nicely, if you see the translation, in the translation it's like a 4-part, where it is said that we have to serve the Lord. Why we have to serve? Because He is Almighty Personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited. And what will happen, it is our goal also, is Prabhupada is saying, and what will happen? The conditioned state of existence will finish. And then Prabhupada very, we can say systematically, he is pointing out that where we are getting stuck. In whole purport, if you will see, he is starting from the work, that everybody is trying to do some work. So we will try to assimilate as time permits to me. So in the first part, we are seeing that how Prabhupada is thinking about the all people, that they are doing some kind of work. Some kind of work. It may be to their family member, it may be to their nation, it may be to anyone. So they have this tendency, because Jiver Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. So this is our eternal position, that we cannot remain, sitting idle. So very already we have a good experience in Corona period, that we cannot sit idle. Although we may have, all the facilities to be at home, which everybody wants, but still they were not having that kind of, they wanted to do some service, they cannot sit idle. So Prabhupada is saying that yes, you have to work for the pleasure of Supreme Personality Godhead. Then again he is warning that yes, you may get attached to all these things. So be very careful. So he's first indicating, okay, yes, you have to do some service to the Supreme Personality Godhead. So the consciousness has to be there that yes, these all are in care of me. In care of me is, we understand that okay, my husband, my wife, my children, my everything, whatever belongs to me, it's in care of me for certain period of time. That's all. So when Krishna asks, or when we are become attached so much, that when it goes, we feel so much pain. So that's why it is very, like sometimes it says that, okay, something some devotee gives, like in this period time, many devotees, they come from different countries. They purchase different items. And when they leave, they give you. Prabhuji, please take care, So we should not think that, oh, this is not mine. Why I will, bother about this? No, it is in care of me. We can use, but as it was permitted. When he comes, he may ask and we will give him, okay, Prabhuji, now it's your property, please take it. Not that we will become attached. No, it was so long for me, with me. How come you can take this? No. So these all things are in care of me. So this is the first stage. And as Prabhupada is warning that, these all kind of disposition may not lead. Sometimes it looks like, or how I can say, in the Bhagavad Gita also says that some of the qualities which we should be exhibiting, like daya, and all other things. So here, as we are seeing that we are showing kind of compassion, we are having some relation with different personalities in this material world. But the problem is that if we are not concerned about their spiritual well-being, if we are not making the relation on the well-being of their spiritual progress, then that may cause for our fall down. A very nice example which I hope most of us we are knowing, that how Bharat Maharaj, he renounced everything, home, land, everything, whatever it looks like, kind of attachment. He renounced everything, no problem. But he went to the forest and then a deer. And then gradually he, forgot about his spiritual activities, that he has to serve the Supreme Personality Godhead. So this may cause, sometimes it may cause for our attachment also. So in the previous cantos we have seen that how this can be a problem on the bodily platform. A very nice example, I'll just read the quote. Kunti Maharani says that how these small bondage also, the bodily relations, although here we are seeing that they are not kind of, so attached. Sometimes our family may not be devotee, but we are attached to them. Okay, what is happening? They may call you in between. You are not calling me, what happened? You forgot us or what? I may reply, okay, what's all going on? You may take the details. So here we are seeing that how Queen Kunti, she wanted to serve Lord without any interruption. And that's why she is saying that, please cut off my all attachments. I'll just read the verse. So it's first canto, 8th chapter, 41st verse is saying, Atha vishveshana vishvatman vishvamurte svakeshu me sneha pasam imam chindanti dridham Pandusu Vrishnisu. O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. So sometimes you may feel, why this kind of situation is there? They all are pure devotees, because we want to get attached to the pure devotees. Definitely. She is giving, Prabhupada is writing further in the purport. He is saying, Srimati Kunti Devi wished Sri Krishna to remain with her son and Pandavas, but by his doing so, her paternal house would be bereft of the benefit. All these partialities troubled the mind of Kunti, and therefore she desired to cut off the affection. So Queen Kunti, she is a pure devotee. And be attached to the pure devotee, there is no problem. But she is thinking that because there will be some partiality, and this partiality is causing, trouble to the mind. So Queen Kunti, she is thinking that this is a trouble. And then in the further verse, we are seeing that how she wanted that pray that yes, how the Ganga is flowing towards ocean. My mind, my consciousness, everything should flow towards you. So as we are seeing, yes, in the very beginning, it starts from, we may be in a different platform. It's not that everybody is like pure devotee born. But yes, gradually, Prabhupada is, as in the purport, he is saying that how we have to engage, and gradually we have to cut off all these ties. Then we can serve the Lord very nicely. As in the beginning, we saw in the ISKCON, there were brahmachari, grihasthas and sannyasis. Less vanaprastha, gradual how the detachment. But we are seeing as the time progresses, there are many, vanaprasthas, they also have shown this example that how we can gradually detach and we can fully engage. There are many devotees. You heard Gaur Sundar Prabhu, there are Anandulal Prabhu, there are, Bhadrak, one Pad Seva Prabhu is there. So like there are many Vanaprastha devotees. They are showing that how we can gradually cut off all these knots and totally we can devote ourselves in the service of Krishna. So yes, we have the example that how we can move up in our Krishna consciousness. Then again he is saying that, but we are getting entrapped. Why we are getting entrapped? Because of this Maya. Sometimes it looks like, oh, very nice, no problem, I can get out. Here also, like Prabhupada said about the mirage, we are just searching sometimes. We are searching, okay, just after some, we will get the water in the mirage, but there is no water. So in this material world also people, they are trying to be happy. They are trying some happiness. But the problem is that they are not getting. Why they are not getting? Because they are searching definitely in the wrong place. So we have the experience in this material world, whatever happiness we are seeing, for that we have to pay very high cost. In general, I saw in the houses or in the ashram also, they put a rat, catching one net. The rat is thinking, oh, such a nice day. I got a very big chapati, or maybe whatever they keep. He's feeling so nice. I think this is the will of providence. I think this is the will of providence that I got. Because it looks everything so nicely arranged. So in this material world also, everything looks like, oh, so nice arrangement. So nice arrangement for me. I'm going to, enjoy. But the more you are going, you are paying much to that. So we have to be very careful that how the Maya is entrapping. As in the Bhagavad Gita and different places, Prabhupada is explaining our Natmika Shakti and Prakshitatmika Shakti. That how we are forgetting first of our identity. That we are the eternal, part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we have to serve Lord Krishna. And then in the next energy, she is making us forgetful. That yes. So yes, one sense we can understand that yes, this is the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because Krishna is saying, Maya Dhakshina Prakriti Suite Sacharacharam. Because she is working under the direction of Lord Krishna. So yes, it's the will of the Lord. But we have to be very careful that which is leading me to Krishna and which is taking me away from Krishna. So we have to be very, I can say, intelligent quite to take the decision, which one I have to choose, which one is for me. Like in the beginning, as we start our Krishna consciousness, and in the beginning of Srila Prabhupada's life also we see many disciples when they came to India, Prabhupada said that eat, up to fully. No space for Maya maybe. So, it's my, some miss. So, that okay, in the beginning we may take up prasadam or anything, but gradually decrease it, slow it. Because the bodily demands reduce and then increase your spiritual activities. So this is very important. If we are not aware and if we are not concerned, then everything will look like will of providence, and then we'll get trapped to that. So Prabhupada, very nicely he's saying, and then he's saying again that how in the search of happiness, people they are trying to go here and there. But Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is within your heart. You don't have to go out for searching here and there. So we have to serve. In the search of the God, Prabhupada is again further saying that you come to the places of the worship of Lord, that's namely temple, mosque and churches. A very quite interesting, Prabhupada is writing, mosque, churches, temple also. So sometimes, and then further he is making it clear, more further details he is saying, that yes, when we are going to those places, that should not be divide of the activities. So one may wonder that why this activity, Prabhupada is saying, and then he is saying about mosque and churches. Because mosque and churches, we may go that we may just pray. Okay, we prayed to the Lord and came back. So there is not so much activities. So Prabhupada is specifically pointing out that there should be some activities. If the activities are not there, then people, they will not have any chance to engage themselves in the service of Lord. If they don't have any engagement, if there is no reciprocation with the Lord, how the conditioned souls are going to get liberated? So anyway, we have to give a chance. We have to give a chance to the Lord that yes, I want to come back to you. Yes, for the time eternal, I forgot it. That may be another case. But now I want to come. As here Prabhupada is writing a very good example of that. Mother and child. In the beginning, in the child, always with the mother, kid always with the mother. Wherever he is going, just following mother. Okay. But after certain years, when he becomes grown up, he leaves, okay, maybe he goes, marries and different things happen. So, he forgets sometimes about his mother, what is happening. So we have also forgotten our eternal Father, Lord Krishna. But gradually when we are moving towards Krishna, Krishna is giving that intelligence. But as Prabhupada is saying here in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, Krishna is within our heart. So Krishna is not just sitting over there. What he is doing? Updrashta anumantacha bharata bhakta maheshwara. Krishna is sitting and he is watching also, witnessing, and then he is permitting our acts also. So if we want to forget that, then he is giving the permission also. Okay, you forget. Okay, no problem. But now we are turning towards him. Then no, yes. Now I am coming to my senses. Yes, I want to serve you. Please allow me to do some services. Then Krishna, very favorably, he is engaging the situations where we can do our devotional service. So this is Krishna. So as here the chapter also says, the Lord in the heart. So Lord is in the heart. He knows what we are thinking, feeling, willing, everything. So we are giving a chance, yes, I want to come back to you. And then he is making the pathway that how we can come to him. So yes, in this search of happiness, the all people, they are trying to get, the leaders and others, they are trying to do some work for the society, that yes, I want to do some work. But Prabhupada is saying that they are also like the same quality. In the first canto also we saw when we are reading about Yudhishthira Maharaj, that Prabhupada is condemning. He's condemning about the, getting elected of a person as a leader. Why? Because he is also getting elected by the same kind of quality of people. They are in the mode of ignorance, they are in the lower level, and they are doing vote. Okay, I vote for you, you become the leader. So one blind man is leading another blind man. So where they are going to, they are going nowhere. So Prabhupada is saying that yes, if we have to get out of all these things, we have to be in the shelter of a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. So further in the purport he says, and we saw that how in the life of Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Yudhishthira Maharaj became the king, so all the things were nicely arranged. Everything, Dwarka city, the very nice description of, not Dwarka city, I'm saying Hastinapur is there, that how the all, trees were giving all the seasonal fruits, everything, and abundant. There was no scarcity. As in the previous slokas we are seeing that what is the problem, you go to a tree and get it. Sometimes it may appear in Kali Yuga because everything is kind of locked. The rivers are kind of, they have sold out some area that you can take water from this, different companies. Airport is sold, platform is sold, everything is sold. So nowadays we cannot say that you go and get some water and other thing. So in Kali Yuga, as the day progresses, everything is becoming very difficult. But in those days, so much fruits, flowers, everything was in abundance. And it is said that the posturing ground were drenched with the milk. Nowadays getting pure milk is what we can say, sometimes joke that how it is. And people also wondered that in the corona time, everything was locked. People were not coming out. So they were not coming out, but cows never stopped giving milk, is it? Or they stopped? Where is the milk then? Where it was going? Sweet shops closed, all tea stalls are closed, everything is closed. So where the milk is going? So what we are drinking? Sometimes you call some person, okay, you give me 2 liter milk, okay. Then you call next day and say, I need 6 liter. Okay, done. Is the cow is giving the milk like Kamdhenu? Are we in the Satyuga? Sometimes So if we intelligently we will see that how these all problems, that how when we are going away from God, this is the reason that how we are becoming godless civilization and we are suffering. But as the pure devotee of Lord Krishna, he was ruling the whole kingdom. Krishna was supplying everything. So there, if we do comparison of Duryodhan, and all the company, what they were ruling, and in the Pandavas, not much difference, but only one difference, that Krishna wanted his devotee to be in the throne. So Krishna is becoming pleased. So yes, when the leaders are becoming God conscious and they are trying to serve, facilitate the citizens for their doing their devotional service, it becomes very easy because natures also provide everything. Yeah, definitely we have many stories that how Prithu Maharaj, he was running after earth, that why you are not producing. So all the reasons are there that as much we are becoming God conscious, Krishna is providing. Okay, you take it. Because he knows what the reason. Prabhupada says in the purport in the last line. He says that persons like Srila Sukdev Goswami who has no attraction for material gain, that he is not having any material gain, that yes, oh, I have got so much money, everything, now keep in my all bank accounts or maybe in my house with all the notes and everything. So they are not interested about their well-being. They are using everything in the service of Krishna. And Krishna is providing, he is becoming happy that okay, he is using in a very proper manner, so let him give. And that's a quite natural tendency of us also, that when some subordinates of us, he does some services according to your plan. You are very happy, okay, he is doing, okay, take it, all power of attorney, no problem. But if he is not in the line of what Supreme Lord wants, then there cannot be happiness, there cannot be peace. So yes, we have to take shelter of them, that, and what we have to do in that. Prabhupada is saying in the purport, he is saying, if we want to end, if we at all want to end these anomalies of godless civilization, we must follow the principles of revealed scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are saying that yes, we have to follow Srimad Bhagavatam, because what Lords want and how his devotees, they have exhibited those all things. Because Bhagavad, sometimes people they say that where it is written and so many things, but the devotees, they have qualified that what Lord wants. This is very nicely elaborated in Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the uniqueness of Srimad Bhagavatam. So yes, if we also take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we can know that yes, how we have to serve the Lord, how we can go up, what is actually how we can have some, we can say, nice relation, and we can reciprocate in that. Very important. Because having this reciprocation is very important, because you just go pray, if there is no activities, you don't know how to reciprocate with different person. And then you may land with different kind of offenses and other thing. So that's why further ahead we are seeing that how in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, mostly it's like dealing between the devotees and the Lord. Very greatly it is explained. That how, what should be our behavior. And more finer if we go, there is beyond sometimes at this stage for me to understand that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in the Jagannath Puri temple, then the king, he is saying to the security guard and others that allow whatever he wants to do. Whatever he says, that's one thing. And whatever he wants to do, try to understand. Try to understand and then try to fulfill that. So it's really, way beyond for a materialist person to understand that how we have to serve the Lord. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about, Sarang Thakur, that how today is his disappearance day. So every disappearance day, all the devotees, they say that devotees coming and going, there is no much difference, They are just coming by their will. They are coming by their, going by their will. Sometimes difficult to understand that how this is happening. And for the materialist people, it's way beyond. Sarang Thakur is, we can say, a big punch for those materialists who are thinking them an ordinary person. These all personalities are very dear to the Lord, and they are just coming to fulfill the mission of Lord Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this material world. So Sarang Thakur is one of the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as in Navdeep Mandal Parikrama, when we are going to Mamgachi, in Navdeep area, there Vrindavan Das Thakur and different Sri parts are there, Samadhis are there. So very unique quality of this Sarang Thakur. He was doing his bhajan, Nirjan bhajan kind of. And then he was not accepting any disciples, because he was thinking that if I do, accept a disciple, he will always come, Gurudev, what service I can do, always behind me. I don't want that, a disturbance in the service. So he was not accepting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said him repeatedly that, Sarang Thakur accept some disciple. Oh, yeah, okay, just kind of postponing the thing. So one day what happened, Devanand Pandit, he was giving Bhagavatam class. So in that, Srivas Pandit was also there. So when this Devanand Pandit was giving Srimad Bhagavatam, and then Srivas Pandit, he became like in the ecstasy. He went to the ecstasy. And then all his disciples, this Devanand Pandit, or maybe the well-wishers, those who were sitting in the Srimad Bhagavatam, they all took this Srivas Pandit, and then they were throwing, him out of the class. So this situation happened, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know that what this Devanand Pandit, at least he knows. Maybe the disciples are not knowing that they are in a lower level. But Devanand Pandit is a Bhagavatam speaker, he is a realized person. He should know that what is the symptoms of devotee. He should stop that. Why you are doing this like this? Stop immediately. But he did not do that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that day specifically he went and he chastised him. That this act, you are thinking that you are a very big, great Bhagavata speaker, and you don't know the symptom of a pure devotee. It's your waste. And then that day he was on the way and he finds this Sarang Thakur. And he said that, Sarang Thakur, I know repeatedly telling you, now also I am telling you, you leave your this whatever sankalpa you have taken, that you will not take any disciple. You must accept disciple. And then Sarang Thakur is thinking, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu repeatedly saying, I should accept, but he did not reveal to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In his mind he thought that, okay, tomorrow first person, whoever is there, he is going to be my disciple. So as all the devotee wakes up, he takes bath. So he goes to Ganga, Bhagirathi, and as soon as he enters, a dead body touches his leg. So that it is explained that in those days, when somebody was dying out of snake bite, they were not burning their body. They used to just wash off, we can say, in the water, in some banana we can tree. They bind and then they keep in the water. So that day this body, particularly by the will of Lord, it came and touched to the body of Sarang Thakur. So generally we are concerned, oh, who is that? Sometimes somebody pushes or something, oh, who is that? But okay, somebody has come. He just lifted. He was, list comes. Okay, this is the first person. Okay, I have to initiate him. Okay, initiation given. And then he came to life. And he started serving. After some time, their family members, they come to know that, okay, he is alive. So they came and they were saying that, now you come back to house, home, you are alive. So he's saying that, see, first body I already received from you, I was dead. So now I got another life. So whoever has given me the life, I am going to serve. And now he is my spiritual master, and this is our duty for disciples to serve. So okay, he started serving. So here in this pastime, we are able to see that yes, if a person can transgress the three modes of material nature and bring a person to life, is he in the three modes of material nature? Now the question comes. No, these all pure devotees, they are coming by the will of Lord, and they are doing all the pastime, and then again going back to Godhead. So yes, their coming is also auspicious, going is also auspicious, because they completed their task and now they are going back to Godhead. So I'll just summarize what we discussed in today's lecture. So in the beginning we saw that how Prabhupada is giving understanding that how we can engage in the service of Lord, everything. And then in due course of time we may have wife, children, other thing, and we should know that yes, they all are in care of me and I am just caretaker of them. And then in due course we should be uplifting them in their spiritual consciousness and in their devotional service. If we are not fixed to that, then there is a chance that we may fall down. And we saw the Kunti Maharani's life also, that how she is praying to cut off the small affection also what she has on the bodily platform. And then moving ahead, how Krishna is more merciful and he is trying to reclaim us through these devotees and other thing. And then in search of material world people, how they are becoming godless civilization, we can say. And what are the problem we are seeing? That how every time we are facing one by one problem. So what is the solution? When a devotee of Lord Krishna is in the throne and he is guiding all the we can say the people in general, his citizens, then everybody can become, or they can go back to God by following the Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'll stop here. Any comments or correction we can take. few. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you mentioned Devanand Pandit story along with that. So was there any connection there with Devanand Pandit story and this series?
Not connection, because that particular day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastised Devanand Pandit, and then he was coming back to his house in Navadip. So on that particular day he met Sarang Thakur, and he said that I I strongly say you now that you must leave your this sankalpa vow which you have taken, that I will not accept disciple. So that incident happened that particular day. So that's what I was trying to say. Backside Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, often we come across Prabhupada naming his disciples and his servants in ISKCON as pure devotees sometimes. And then a lot of time I come across
So you are asking that sometimes it is explained about Srila Prabhupada disciple as a pure devotee, and sometimes we see that how we have to do devotional service satat, continuous. Yeah, so what is the pure devotee in this relation? So pure devotee, as Srila Prabhupada, as we read from Srila Prabhupada's life, that he says that when we chant, if we have chanted, we feel that yes, I have to chant more. When we serve Lord, and in the Mangalacharan we recite, Nashta prayesu abhadresu. So when we are doing our devotional service, so our anarthas, abhadras are going away or not. As many speakers, they have explained nicely that we have to check ourselves, that how much our attachment is increasing towards Krishna, or we are just going back to our material life again. So it is saying that it is like kunjar sochvat. So we have to be very careful that, so now I have become a pure devotee in the sense that in coming with the contact of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so I should not again take that dirt back and throw on us. So for that we have to be very careful. Kunjar sochvat, the elephant bath. Are you getting? So elephant bath means they take bath and then again they take some mud and other thing and they throw on their body. So yes, when we are coming in the service of Lord, so we are become pure devotee, but again we should not go back. We have to be very careful that yes, I should not go back to that. And that's why constant engagement, in a sense, we have to see, we have to find our time, that how we can be in Krishna consciousness. Like as many of the devotees here sitting, they are like Grihast ashram, so they have to do some work, they have to contact with different materialist people, So sometimes it becomes very difficult to have Krishna consciousness. So at least whatever time we have, that time we can be Krishna consciousness. Like when we are performing our devotional service, like in the temple, chanting, that time if we can be Krishna consciousness, that will help. And as I say that Krishna is sitting is in the heart. No. What he is doing? Updrashta anumantacha. He is witnessing and then he is giving permission also. So we are struggling so hard, yes, with our all anarthas. Krishna knows. It's not that it's hidden from him. It's not hidden from him. Everything is, yes. So Prabhupada gives the analogy of this, that yes, the mango. Mango is now ripened. So we should not feel that, oh, I am not pure devotee, I am not going to become pure devotee. Just continuously you serve. Because the more we are in the contact of Lord, we are getting all the qualities. And more further, Prabhupada gives analogy or example of fire and rod. The more we are in the contact of Lord, the more we are pure. You got my point? So that is the definition of a pure devotee. He is always in the contact of pure devotee. Sometimes it may appear that he is a materialist person, you know, and he may condemn himself, like Yudhishthira Maharaj we are seeing. Yudhishthira Maharaj, he fought the battle. Everybody is trying to make him understand, you know, it's not your fault. This is all already written in the scripture, everything, and you know, it was the will of Lord. But he is thinking, oh, you know, this all happened because of me. He is thinking that I am such a rascal, you know, because of me this all happened. And he is repenting so much. The wonder thing is that he is going to Dhritarashtra every day. You know, he is thinking that he came to this situation. Why? Because of me. And he forgot the other part, that what all Dhritarashtra did with him. So it's really amazing that how he is a pure devotee. But still he is thinking that, oh no, I am not a pure devotee. So this is the understanding that the more we are engaged in the service of Lord, and Krishna knows that yes, whether I am trying to do genuinely or I am just going back to my Lord nature again. So Krishna knows, and then he will help. And we should not think that, okay, I am going back to Godhead or not. I am not pure devotee. We can say, we should not be so concerned that we are going or not. Are we doing our devotional service perfectly in the guidance of the pure devotee? That's what Prabhupada said in the purport. If you read in the last, Prabhupada is saying, and follow the instruction of a person like Srila Sukdev Goswami. Follow. He's not saying that, okay, you concerned about your pure, you know, are you becoming pure devotee or not? Just follow the instruction. No. Sometimes it may be difficult to do your devotional service. Like sometimes here in the Mayapur we see, or we can say in the life of Raghav Pandit, I am just giving one example. Raghav Pandit, when he touched, you know, this one, his servant, he touched the ceiling and then he touched the coconut. He threw it. He is a pure devotee. And Prabhupada kept his all vegetable also in the fridge where the meat was kept. He is also pure devotee. How to understand? Because you have to see the situations. So we should not be judge ourselves with that pure devotee. Oh, I am such, you know, fallen. What was my condition? Now where am I? Am I advancing? Am I reporting to my authorities? This is a very simple. So you should not be too concerned about pure devotee. Become, you know, just follow and then go back to God. Okay, so I'll stop here as the time Prabhu says, 9 o'clock. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.